Hello. Today is, February, middle of February some point. And I'm here with Gilya, Toueg, Zelinger. And our topic today is the Hebrew language and the Hebrew letters. So, Shalom Gilya, how are you?
Shalom Uvracha Eliyahu, I'm feeling so blessed.
Well, me too, as a matter of fact. This is one of my very favorite subjects. It's very dear to my heart. And so tell us, Gilya, why are the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew language, what relevance is that to the world, to people who are not Jewish? And I mean, it's just another language, no?
Not at all. Actually, according to the Kabbalah,
Yes.
the world was created by a word. Even in Genesis 1, we can see that it's written that God created the world
Yes.
with a word. He was speaking. He was saying, there will be light, and there was a light through the speaking.
Yes.
So the speaking of the word needs words and needs letters. And according to the mystic Kabbalah, the only first language that was in the world was the Hebrew language. It was the first language with the first letters, and all creation was created with these letters. They are actually like the atoms of the creation. So you are made by letters, and I was made by letters, and everything that you can see and not see, everything is in all dimensions is created by the Hebrew letters. This is according to the Kabbalah, and also like all the people were speaking at the beginning just one language until they tried to reach God in the Temple of Babylon that they were created.
Yeah, the Tower of Babel, as we know.
Yeah, and then
As we know the story, yes.
And then God mixed up the language,
Yes.
and so that people cannot be able to understand one each other and not be able to reach God, or let's say their own divinity at that time. And we were exiled out of the Gan Eden. And actually all this is a spiritual journey of us to start in Garden of Eden, Gan Eden. And
Well, what does that mean to you when you say Gan Eden? I know it has a special meaning to you.
yeah, actually Gan Eden, if I will show it in the letters,
Which you can if you like.
yes, we can see that Gan Eden, it is actually Gan means gene, and Eden means DNA.
Well, the same letters.
The same
sounds.
letters and the same sounds, exactly. Sometimes it is connected.
And it means the Garden of Eden. Gan Eden is the Hebrew way to say the Garden of Eden, yes.
And actually, when we were taken out of Garden of Eden, we were taken out of all the knowledge that we really have within each one of us, within the genes of our DNA. And now that we started this new age, eventually, this knowledge is starting to open from our DNA, from our genes.
Yes, indeed.
And this is the feeling of me that this knowledge is coming really a lot from me, and some I've learned from mystic Kabbalists and things like that. So actually, I feel also that this language, that all people started with this language, it is mixed in different languages, and now all the people have the right to know and to get to their source through knowing the Hebrew letters, the Hebrew sounds, and the language and the knowledge will just open from themselves, from their inner self.
Okay, well, these are all things I pretty much would agree with. The Keys of Enoch, one of my favorite source books, talks about how every Hebrew letter represents an eternal idea of God. And in that book, there is actually a diagram of a human body with Hebrew letters in the different parts of the body. Clearly showing how the Hebrew letters are involved in the building of the Hebrew body. One of my very favorite teachers and inspirations is a scientist. He's a geologist, actually, but he's many, many things. The famous and brilliant author Greg Braden, he wrote a book called The God Code. And the God Code is all about how the sacred letters in the sacred name of God are actually encoded into our DNA. And so you're not alone in talking about the Hebrew letters and how at least our human bodies and our DNA, and not only our DNA, are connected to the Hebrew letters. Okay, so maybe that's so, and maybe it isn't so.
I just want to mention something about this, that of course I'm not alone. I believe that the Kabbalists knew about this knowledge long ago, and all these centuries, since they got the first letters in Mount Sinai, Mount Sinai with Moses. And actually, the Hebrew people were told, your mission is to be Or Lagoim. It means to spread the light to the all people all over the world. And Or, which is light, it's also knowledge.
Yes.
And consciousness. And I believe that all the Jewish kept the secret within themselves.
For specific reasons, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess there were specific reasons, and I'm not getting into it.
Okay.
I'm just saying now it is the time to
Certainly.
reveal it, to open it, and to share this knowledge with all people of all humanity.
Okay, so why don't we get to that? How do we start? How can we start doing that right here and now? What would be? Well, I was struck many, many years ago by the 3 Hebrew letters of the word for light, which is Aleph Vav Resh. When I look at that word, it just radiates as if it were a machine, as if it were an instrument to do, and also the sound of the word or.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to just, to radiate energy. And it's no accident that the word uranium or and the city of Ur, I don't know, it's, for me, so many Hebrew words are sort of radiating the energy of what they represent as if they are the thing itself. What would you like to say about that?
Actually, it is true. I feel that every Hebrew letter is a code, and it is a frequency, and it is also really creative energy. It's like the life energy and the creative energy in movement and in creation. Because also this word, like you said, or, which is light.
For me, it radiates.
You can find
energy.
You can find it in many English words as well.
Like uranium.
Like even like in Spanish, and I'm like taking all different languages.
Yes.
Like for instance, love in Spanish is amor.
Yes.
So you can hear
Very nice.
amor is actually I am or.
Actually, amor is French. Amore, it would be Spanish, I think.
No, it
or
is
Italian.
amor. I know
Okay,
Spanish.
okay.
So actually, if you can listen, when you want to uncode secrets or safe, and so you have to open it sometimes to the right, sometimes to the left,
Yes,
to get into the essence. And the same here. If you take the Hebrew language, which you read it from the right to left, and you take the English letters or words that you can write from left to right,
Yes.
it's actually you are using both sides of the brain. and you bring both of them together to the center, and then you get inside your essence, inside your core.
Yes,
Core, it's also within.
Core.
Yeah, core or.
Nice.
The or, which is light, is within the core.
Very nice. Well, it's frankly amazing, and it's my friend and teacher, my great teacher, Oded, who I made a couple of films with. It's amazing how you could find Hebrew words that unlock the meaning of English or Latin. For instance, Oded would talk about, I told you, positive. Positive, you could actually break it up into 3 words. Positov, po meaning here, zeh meaning this, and tov is good. So positive in Hebrew, if you break it up into its parts, means here is good. And negative, you can do the exact same thing. You could break it up into 3 parts, and you get almost perfectly 3 Hebrew words. Neged hatov, or neged being against, the good. So I am sometimes astounded by the connections between English and Hebrew.
Yeah, and it's not just this, and I can show many things that I work with this. I'm also interested that you can see through these letters, the Hebrew letters, you can see actually the soul journey from the oneness to the separation, and then back to the oneness. And actually it's like 2 parts of the journey. One is from the oneness to the separation until you get to the total separation of these last years, that you could see it in this what is happening in this planet Earth, with all the problems of ecology and human being, and really hunger and poverty and things really very bad. So many people are killing each other, which looks like the lowest degree that the human being can reach.
Yes.
And from this lowest, it's like we are coming back to the oneness and to evolving into much, much higher frequency that we ever knew in all our incarnations before. This one is the most evolved one, because in this one we are really revealing and coming back to our inner essence of the creation, of the beginning.
Well, that is my opinion as well. This opinion is shared by many people, especially in the New Age. But not only, we are in very special times. We are in the times where we have to get together, or we're finished as a planet and as people. So, okay, Gilya, what can you share with us today that could connect us to the power and to the importance of the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew language?
Okay, I will share with you experience of the energy of the letters.
Okay.
Because I know from my own experience that once I've heard a lecture, and in this lecture when I heard the words in Hebrew, so actually I could really feel, it was so amazing, I could feel that my blood became like light, like explosions, many bubbles of light, of explosions, and I could really see like the letters are coming out of my blood and starting to move within my body. And this was from hearing the language in Hebrew,
Yes.
With a connected person, that he was connected to the letters. So many people can talk in Hebrew, but actually they're not creating anything with these words, because it sounds like any other language, unless a person is talking with this intention of connected to initiate it to the letters, and then it starts to open all this knowledge from our inner self. Everything is coming inside. And also this one,
That reminds me of abracadabra. Maybe you could say a little bit.
yeah, actually this magician word that people use to refer it to magicians, like abracadabra.
Yes.
You know, so
Everybody knows
actually
that phrase.
it means in Aramaic, which is very similar to Hebrew, it means evra kedabra. I will create through my words.
Yes.
Because the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew words actually are fire letters.
Yes.
And they are also transforming and also creating through just saying the words.
Indeed.
So I would like to share an experience of an exercise that was brought from an ancient Kabbalist.
Okay.
He calls Abulafia.
Okay.
And he said that if people will practice these letters with the vowels, with the movement of the letters that I will explain,
Okay.
and also if they will experience it with saying the codes of the 72 names of God with these vowels that I will show, actually he said it opened the person to his own prophecy.
Which is quite an amazing statement. Okay.
And actually prophecy also in Hebrew, the name is Navi.
That's
Navi.
right.
And the Navi, the prophet, just what he's doing is just an empty vessel, and he's just bring. Navi, mevi.
Mavi means brings.
Brings,
And Navi is prophet. The word is almost the same.
and he's bringing. Navi, mevi, yeda or מהנביאה, from the spring of the essence, from the spring of the core. Is just a channel from the spring of the wisdom of the source.
Neviah being the spring, the fountain.
Exactly.
From
So
the
that's
source.
what he's doing. He's just connecting, being an empty vessel and letting the source speaking through him.
A Navi of the Neviah.
Yes.
A prophet of the fountain.
Exactly.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And beautiful. So we have here a board.
Yeah.
I
So
suppose you might need to draw,
yeah.
but you'll decide.
Okay. Yeah. I will show the four letters, the four sides and the 5 vowels that we will use them.
Yes.
And we will do it as a meditative. I will say the letters in the different 5 dimensions of them, actually to get
You
to
mean
our
with the
5th
different
dimension.
vowels? Is that
Yes,
what you mean?
yes.
Okay.
Each letter, and each one can also listen and also repeat it.
Okay.
Okay? And actually I will share also that I found, like Abulafia talked about these 5 dimensions, and I actually connected, because I'm connected to ancient knowledge of different places in the world, so I can see the connections, so I can connect it to like the North American Indian knowledge of the elements of earth and everything, so I can
Okay.
bring it together, which will help people to remember the energy and the rhythm of the vowels.
Okay. That
Okay.
sounds good to me.
So I will do it here. This is our word, and this is the center. And actually we will start with A, with the east. This is A, and I will say this is A. This is A, the
Ah.
vowel A.
Yes.
And here,
And well, it's not just a vowel; it's a consonant. It's the aleph.
it is the Aleph, but we will use it for all the letters. So now I'm just using the sound, which
Okay.
is A. And actually, which is so beautiful, that all the letters are within the Aleph.
Yes, it's that.
And the Aleph is within all the letters, which Aleph is actually, this is the one. It is the beginning of everything, the unity, Echad, which start with Aleph.
One,
Love,
one.
one.
Yeah, achad is one.
Ah, right. Love is Ahava, start with Aleph.
Yes.
Oh, light,
Light
start
starts
with
with
Aleph.
Aleph.
Infinity, start with Aleph. Ein Sof.
And so,
All this energy, Achdut, unity,
oneness,
oneness,
unity.
it's also Aleph. This is the
Or
beginning.
Aluf, a champion, starts
Aluf,
with Aleph.
Aluf,
Or man, Adam,
Yes.
the first man, starts with
and also Aleph is the one, and Aleph, which is the many, and then I will talk about it later.
Aleph meaning 1,000.
Yeah, and which
No.
means part of our journey from the oneness of Aleph to the 1,000 of the many of the separation.
And the letters are exactly the same.
Exactly.
Aleph and Aleph is spelled exactly the same.
So this is our soul journey, moving from the oneness to the separation, and then we switch the letters, you know.
Yes.
I will show you, which is also magical. You take Aleph, which is also Aleph,
Yes.
and then you
Which
switch.
is 1 and 1,000.
Exactly, this is 1 and this is 1,000. And you take the same words, and then the other side of the journey, spiritual journey, that when we want to come back to the source and to the oneness, we switch the letters just like this, and it becomes Pele,
Which means wonder.
wonder and magic.
Yes.
And then
Or miracle.
a miracle, and then we start the journey back from the oneness to the 1,000, and then from the 1,000 back to the oneness.
Yes.
Which is, this is our journey now, and this is why it is so fascinating to be back to our source and our essence. So what I want to say, here it's east, here it says south, and south is the same letter but another vowel. It is A.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Duda.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to write thick.
Maybe if you have a blue one.
Let's ask him.
Okay.
Sorry, Duda.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
What do you mean Aleph equals E?
The sound here in the south, you will not say Aleph, you will say A. This is A, this is A.
Okay.
Okay?
That's because that's the sound for the south.
For the south,
And I is the sound for the east.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And here for the west, the sound will be E.
We need a thicker pen, Duda.
E, which means like this I. Right? And
Well, not necessarily. If you wrote 2 E's in a row, I think that would, for English speakers,
like this to E?
2 E's, 1 E after the other.
Okay, so let's do it.
That's
Okay.
the E sound.
Yeah, and the north is O. The same letter I'm showing. It's like O. Okay, and the center, which
Okay.
center is God,
Yes.
and it is U. Yeah, it's not working so much, but
Yeah, we're gonna need another pen.
this is U, like maybe
U.
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 Uh-huh.
Or even better, O.
Yeah.
O. O makes the U sound.
Uh-huh.
We gotta have another pen, Duda.
Try this.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
Is it better?
Yeah.
See if it's clear, Duda, on the camera.
So actually what we are going to do now is to use all the sounds and all the letters of creation.
But wait, let me just get this straight.
Yeah.
So, you are putting the Aleph in all of the 4 directions,
Yes.
in all of the cardinal directions,
Mm-hmm.
and you're putting it on a medicine wheel,
Yes, right.
And the aleph in the Hebrew language, as in this wheel that you've drawn, it can be pronounced a, e, o, or u. It could be pronounced in any of those ways.
And
in
actually,
Hebrew.
if you take this and you put here every other letter, you can pronounce them in these 5 sounds, and all total of them bring you to your 5th dimension, which is your heart, which is your divinity, which is your 5th dimension.
So you're saying you could take, for instance, the next letter, the bet.
Yes.
Okay? So it could be pronounced in Hebrew, ba.
Exactly.
Be.
That's what we are going to do now.
Okay.
I will do it. And when people hear it, so it can really open something within them, and we can try, and you
All
can
right.
feel it. Okay.
Let's try it. You bet.
And what I want to say, that if you can hear really, like if we have a, which is the first letter, and then it will be the second letter ba, so you ga, da, and we will do it continuously. You can hear that the letter aleph is within every other letter.
Okay. Okay.
So it means that we have our unity within this first letter.
Ken,
It's everything.
which is
everywhere.
the first letter of the Hebrew word for one.
And God,
Achai.
and God.
And God. And
El.
Ken. El. Yes.
Okay?
El.
So
Another word for God.
just even through the sound, you can really realize that the God, that you don't see him, you can actually feel him through the sound.
Okay.
In every letter, you can feel God. He is within.
In every letter you could feel God. Because you could hear the I'm not sure.
Yeah. A, ba, ga, da.
Okay, okay.
So
you're saying the is the sound that represents God. Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The traditionally is also the sound of the heart chakra. When
Yeah.
you see something beautiful, you will naturally say ah.
Right,
You don't say e.
right.
You don't say, well, you could say ooh, but it would mean something else.
And actually, like ancient tradition are talking about the sound of creating the world
Yes.
is Om.
Om in the
And
Hindu.
actually,
Well, the Hindus will say that. Yes.
yeah, but actually, Om is one of the 72 names of God also.
Yes, I know that.
And actually, to say Om in the right way that you can relate to, it's O,
That's one of the ways of saying it. There's the Aum,
Exactly.
the three sound form,
Yes.
but they also say Om.
Yeah, but I mean in the Om, the Aleph, the A is
Yes.
hidden.
Yes, even in the single form, you could hear that at the beginning.
Exactly. Even if you say Om, also this O, it starts with Aleph
Yes.
in Hebrew, you know.
Okay. So.
So we will do this.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to do all of the Hebrew letters, or what
Yeah.
are we going to do here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will take a few minutes, but I think it's worth it for
Yes, I
people
think
to
it's
hear
worth
it. You know,
And
to
to
hear.
try to, I encourage people to understand that this is an initiation
Actually,
into the power of the Hebrew
right.
Hebrew letters and the sounds that they make. Okay.
So I can really invite us all to connect to our tree of life according to the Kabbalah,
Okay.
and we can do
Well,
it.
what do you mean by that?
It's a totally different, another realm. Tree of life, it's actually another form of painting, showing realms of God.
Painting?
Painting and showing realms of God from the infinity,
Okay.
that God came through like 4 dimensions of realms.
Okay.
You know, like this is the oneness realm, which is Atzilut, and then
Yes.
Bria. The second realm is
Yes.
Bria, after the infinity. The letters are coming from this dimension
From the
of Bria. Yes,
which means creation.
creation, right. So these are the dimension of the letters, where they are coming from. Then there is Yetzirah, and then there is Asiya. It's four realms. In this realm, you can find it either in this word of Pardes, which is also a four dimension of reality, like Pshat, which is the word that we can see, the easy one, the material one.
Yes.
Remez, it's like our emotional and mental realm. Then Pshat, Remez, Drash is our energetical form and energy, and how we connect in the energy way. It's many healing are doing with this realm. It's parallel to the Bria. And then there is the higher one is the Sod. Sod is the secret, and it is the source, and it is the sacred. Sacred and secret are coming from the same source. And source in English, in Hebrew, it is shoresh.
Okay, it's almost the same.
It is the essence.
Yes.
It is the essence of every experience that we have in this physical life. We can really learn how to find the essence and to find the light within each experience, which is in the Sod, which means every experience has a light, has an essence. And if we are working it in this evolving our spiritual way, instead of getting stuck in emotions and in this physical life of, Isardut, how do you say?
Survival.
Of survival, we can really understand that everything is a lesson, is a shi'ur lesson. And sha'ar, which means a gate, shi'ur is a sha'ar. A lesson is a gate to our essence.
Indeed.
Everything that we are doing, everything that is happening to us, every experience, even in the word experience, if you can take these letters, you can find inside the letters of essence. Just the X, I'm doing it, the experience, I'm doing it essence, like S, because it's the same sound.
Yes, X and S, yes.
So everything...
But we don't want to get too...
not too much. Let's be back, not to the tree of life with explanation, just by experiencing it. Because it's actually 10 dimensions of the Sphirot, and I will not get into it now.
No, not today anyway. Okay. But what do you suggest? Should people imagine this giant infinite tree?
Exactly. Let's do it. Yeah. So I invite you all to just take 3 deep breaths inside and inhale and exhale. And while you are exhaling, feel that you're exhaling and sending from your heart chakra like roots of light down through your body. Feel your body, through your legs. You're sending roots inside the core of Mother Earth until you get to the heart of Mother Earth. And this is our roots of our tree of life. And we can see our roots hugging the heart of Mother Earth. Our heart and Mother Earth's heart are together. We can also say it inside. I'm opening my heart to the heart of Mother Earth. And then we can see the light of Mother Earth coming up, rising through these roots of Tree of Life, huge and amazing Tree of Life, passing through our heart and going upper and upper, and then getting to the heart of God. Up, up. And when this light of Mother Earth and our heart touches this infinite light of God, this light of the heart of God is opening. This is the Or Aganuz is opening.
The hidden light
is opening, and like a shower of light is radiating into us, like a shower
from above.
From above. And also we can see like the letter 8 or the sign of infinite from the heart of Father God through our heart to the heart of Mother Earth, and then back to our heart and back to Father's heart above. And then we can see this light of 8 moving inside this tree of light. And I'm asking the code of creation to be open to us through the letters from the creation. And the world was created by a word, by a sound. And now we will reveal all these sounds from within us. You can either listen and you can either repeat, whatever you choose. A, E, I, O, U. Ba, be, bi, bo, bu. Ga, ge, gi, go, gu. Da, de, di, do, du. Ha, he, hi, ho, hu. Va, ve, vi, vo, vu. Za, ze, zi, zo, zu. Cha, che, chi, cho, chu. Ta, te, ti, to, tu. Ya, ye, i, o, yu. Ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. La, le, li, lo, lu. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Sa, se, si, so, su. A, e, I, o, u. Pa, pe, pi, po, pu. Tsa, tse, tsi, tso, tsu. Ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. Ra, re, ri, ro, ru. Sha, she, shi, sho, shu. Ta, te, ti, to, tu. And after we went down from the oneness to the tough, like the more dense energy, now quicker we will do just back of the journey from the Taf to the Aleph, because we've done now from Aleph to Taf means at, ata, you and you and you means separation.
The Aleph Taf means you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we are going back now from Taf to Aleph, which means ta, a cell. We are a cell in the one body of creation, in the one body of God. So I will just mention the letters, and they are Taf, Shin, Resh, Kuf, Tzadik, Pei, Ain, Samach, Nun, Mem, Lamed, Kaf, Yud, Tet, Chet, Zain, Vav, Hei, Dalet, Gimel, Bet, Aleph. Being back to the Aleph of light and love. And actually the letter Aleph in Hebrew means A. It's parallel in the frequency of the letter L in English, because the letter L in English means God in Hebrew, that start with Aleph.
Wait. Say that again. The letter.
The frequency of the letter in English, L,
Yes.
is parallel to the letter A in Hebrew, because L in English means God in Hebrew.
Because the Hebrew word for God is El.
Yeah,
Okay. Aleph Lamed.
exactly. Aleph, Lamed.
2 letters.
Yeah, and
Yes.
two
You
letters.
can write it if you like.
Yeah, I can write it. Okay, let's take. So I will write it here because it is the center. L, God, means the letter L, like this.
Yes.
Okay, and this is all God. And this is the center of creation. And actually, you know, it's so beautiful because the creation and the word in Hebrew, the word in Hebrew is olam. World is olam.
Yes.
So we can see the olam, but we cannot see the ne'elam. We cannot see God inside this world.
We can see world, but the word ne'elam means vanished.
Vanished, and like we don't see it, you know.
Well,
So
show us what you mean.
okay.
It's better if we could look and see.
Yeah, because
It gives
in Hebrew we are talking about source of letters, and source of words are three letters each source. So the word for the word for word
The word for world,
is olam.
that's the word for world.
Yes,
Okay.
this is. I hope it's good. Yeah. So this is olam, word, and the word was created by the word of God.
Yes.
You see? So actually, word is word of God.
Okay. El representing God.
Yes.
El, of course, being the Hebrew word for God.
Yeah, and I hope this one is.
Your hand was even better. Yes.
It has the energy of God. You know, and actually what is so beautiful, because we are talking that when God brings this world, this planet and all the other planets, when we can see something, so we don't see God within it. So actually the same word olam, it is the same like ne'elam, which is vanished. God, it looks like he is vanished. It looks like he is vanished. Is the hidden part of the hidden realms of God,
Yes.
and we can see the seen realms of God.
So,
Olam v'ne'elam.
olam meaning world, right?
Right.
Yes. And ne'elam, right, disappeared or vanished.
Vanished. Like this?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like God, it seems like God is vanished, and with the same letters like a young boy, his name is Elam, which can say, you know, all the world is in front of him, and also he is a mystery, because Elam is also from the word ta'aluma. It's like a mystery.
Yes.
Ta'aluma. Because he can reveal in this world whatever it will be from inside, whatever he will want to reveal, you know, according to his soul journey.
Yeah, so write boy for the top one.
Boy, like
Here at the
yes.
side. And mystery for...
Young boy.
Yes.
And this is mystery.
Try to write thick.
Okay.
Ugh.
Mystery.
So it is amazing how the same letters serve to, over and over again, to give variations of the same idea.
Yeah, and it's not really variation, it's different realms, it's different aspects. This is what's so beautiful within this language, because it can give many deeper realms that we can see through this, the secrets of creation, because we can see the connection of a young boy, all the world is just in front of him.
Yes, it's a mystery. A young boy is a mystery.
Right.
Who will he be? And the word mystery is just one additional letter or two additional letters.
Yeah, it's the same source. In Hebrew we are talking about the source.
Root.
The same root. Yeah, we can see here.
These are the root letters, yes.
These are the root letters. This is mem, M, and this is mem too, because this is in the end of the word.
That's right. At the end it has a slightly different shape.
Yes, right.
So that's young boy and mystery.
Yeah.
And it's no accident that the three root letters are in each word. Just like above we see the word world.
Yeah.
And now, not ne'elam, the second one, which begins with the N sound.
Yeah.
The N sound is the word, why do we say in? Okay, in
Yes.
English. Why do we say in?
In the N.
In the N, we could say
This,
N letter,
yeah, exactly.
but it has to be the
this
in.
N
Because
is in.
It has the energy of in.
Exactly.
So
and
you
this
have the
one,
world above, and the inner world, the ne'elam,
wow.
which is the vanished or the hidden.
So
world.
beautiful. It
Yes.
is the inner part that we have to reveal within ourselves. And the same, the Elam, the young boy, it is like, you know, it is like a candy that it's still with all his...
The wrapper is on
Yes,
it.
and you have to open it, you know,
Yes.
to reveal what is inside. And
Indeed.
this is our journey also. And actually it also show the secrets of creation, that you start with the infinite realm that it's not seen. You start with the ne'elam, which is all within us.
The inner world with the N, which needs to be the N. It can't be a P, which is a radiating outer word, but in takes you in.
Exactly.
The letter N takes you in. And that's why the letter and the thing are one. Yes.
Beautiful. And then from this inner you create a world, and then there is like you create a baby, which is Elam, and a boy,
a little boy.
which is a new world unrevealed yet.
Yes.
And then it's Ta'aluma, and like the finish of this, of our human beings, it's like in the grave, and then a graveyard in Hebrew, it's Bet Almin.
Meaning what?
Bet Almin means you are moving to another world,
Yes.
to another dimension.
Almin from the root olam.
Exactly, and it means you're actually leaving your physical body and you are moving to another realm. So even in the Hebrew, you see there is no end.
Yes.
It's just a gateway to another realm.
House. So Beit Almin is like a Beit meaning house.
Yes, right?
Almin meaning
Another realm, another world.
another
Yeah.
world.
Another,
Almin.
yeah.
Because again, you have the three root letters of
Right.
world. I and
Shall I
Lamed
write it?
Mem. Go ahead.
Okay. It is Beit Almin.
Again, you have to have that Aleph and point out Ayin. You have to have the Ayin, the
Yeah.
Lamed, and the Mem, because these are the three root letters
Right.
which mean world
Yeah. These
or
are the three.
dimension.
Yeah.
Yes, Hebrew is amazing in this way.
It brings you to so many realms and dimensions, which is so really amazing. And
Tell us about your painting down below.
okay, I will.
Gilya.
So actually, I've done it. What is interesting me, it's really like the big and the wide picture of our soul journey.
Okay.
And the soul journey, as I said before, it starts with the Aleph, and actually, it is finishing in the Aleph, which is the beginning, and the end start with the infinity, with the oneness.
Yes.
Okay, and this soul journey
And Aleph is the representative of oneness,
of oneness,
which
of
is
the
the word
source,
Ahad.
of the source, of the oneness, of the light, of the love, of the infinite.
Because all of those words begin with an Aleph.
Exactly.
And Aleph is the first letter, so you could say that all the other letters are born out of the Aleph. Yes?
Right, exactly.
Yes.
All the letters are born from this, and actually in every other letter you can hear the sound of Aleph, as we said,
Yes,
as we did
said.
it before.
Yes.
So this letter or
Like
this God,
Abba, God, Da.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so you see that God is hidden within the sound of every letter, everything that is happening here. God is hidden within
Yes.
everything, every practical. And our soul journey is to reveal this God again.
Okay.
So this
By
journey,
saying the sound of God, is hidden
yeah,
within all sounds.
exactly.
Okay.
And so we are moving from the Aleph, which is the one, to the Aleph, which is the 1,000.
It's spelled, but friends, Aleph meaning one and Aleph meaning 1,000 are spelled exactly the same.
Yeah, and actually what was happening that I've got suddenly like a gift of sand coming from Sinai,
Yes.
and I felt,
Sand from Sinai.
yes, Sinai,
For the
From-
Sinai desert, yes.
yeah, where from the area around where Moses got
Yeah, the Ten Commandments.
the 10 Commandments. And I felt so touched, because I felt like this sand, it's actually the sand of the broken 10 Commandments.
Well, as we know the story, there were two sets of 10 Commandments. Moses, in his anger at seeing the sin of the golden calf, broke the first two tablets into 1,000 pieces.
And it was said in the Kabbalah stories that when he broke the 10 Commandments, the sand or the rock was broken to pieces,
Yes.
but the letters were flying away.
Okay.
Okay? So I felt that with this sand, because in this painting I'm using a sand from Sinai, I felt that with this sand I'm really bringing back all the energy of the 10 commandments, of the beginning, of the source of the letters that came to the world. So
Yes.
what I found out, it's like, so here is from the beginning of the Aleph, infinite, source, oneness.
All these words beginning with the Aleph.
Yes, we start to move in a dance of life and dance of creation, which is the energy of the soul journey. Starting with Maaseh Bereshit, which means creation. And actually, as much as we create more, we're creating more separation, more stuff in the world,
Yes.
more humans and more entities and more planets. And like from the Big Bang, we can use also from the Aleph to the Bet of the Big Bang that you brought it.
Yes.
So it's like the separation, the big separation. And so from this beginning, we are moving from the inner realm to the outer realm of the sand that we can see here. And actually this realm is also the sacred realm, Kodesh.
Yes.
And by the way, the word Kodesh,
meaning holy.
holy,
Or sacred.
sacred.
Yes.
And actually, listen good, Kod Esh, the code of the light, of the fire.
Yes, Kodesh, the word for holy, is the Hebrew word code. The code of Esh. Esh is the Hebrew word for fire.
And you see, as
The code
I'm
of the
taking the
fire.
word, for instance, Kodesh, and I'm putting inside the letter A, which was, you can hear it in the sound, but it was missing. You cannot see it.
You cannot see the Aleph. Is that what
Right,
you're saying?
yeah.
But the sound is there anyway.
Exactly. So this is the way to reveal the secrets of creation when I'm bringing the letter again into it, because it was
Yes.
just in the sound.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so from this Kodesh, we are moving to the sand. Sand in Hebrew, it is Chol.
Which also means profane or non-sacred.
Exactly, and like everyday life and like the dance.
Or a regular weekday is a Yom Chol.
Exactly.
Rest.
Or even if,
Regular, not
and
sacred.
it means also non-sacred, it means also separation.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of let's say thousands of different grains, and also actually listen to the word chole.
Sick.
Chole, sick means he is in a separation.
Yes, that's what sickness is, I guess.
You see, it's
Separation from your true self.
so. This is a
Yeah.
dance from the oneness to the many, to the separation, to the creation. Also, it's not just
Yes,
negative.
To
This
the
is creation.
Yeah.
And from here
The
back.
grains of sand, like the cell, the atoms in the physical world. Yes.
Yeah, and then we're doing the journey back to the essence, back to the oneness, back to the sacred,
Yes.
okay? And this way back, actually, it is not Maaseh Bereshit, not creation, it is actually Maaseh Merkava. It is with our vehicle of Merkava, of
Yes.
light body, to go back to the essence of oneness.
Yes.
And then back to the creativity, to the world, to this physical realm, and then back to the oneness. In the Kabbalah, this movement of dancing of creation is called Ratzov Ashov. Ratzov Ashov means
Meaning?
we are going back, we are running to the source, we are getting full of light and love and amazing frequency, but we don't stay there. We don't just want to be enlightened in a nirvana. No, we want to bring this energy to this dimension of this dense dimension,
Yes.
and to bring it and to really be able to change this realm, that is so suffering. So many people are
To
suffering.
bring heaven to earth, to bring the light
Exactly.
to the dark.
To bring light into the dark, and then in the other part, it's to get back to our own divinity.
Again, a never-ending cycle of
And never-
coming in and going out and coming in and going out.
Exactly.
And what are the meanings of the letters all around?
And the letters all around, actually, it is love,
Yes.
means love.
The Hebrew word,
Ahava.
which is the Hebrew word for love.
Yeah. And actually, which is so beautiful, if you can see that love has no beginning and no end, and it doesn't matter where it. Actually, love, for me, it is the 13th dimension that connect all the 12 dimensions.
Okay, it's also, in
And-
numerology, doesn't ahava come to the number 13?
Right, and also
Yes.
echad.
And also, the Hebrew word for one, if you break it up into letters, it also comes to 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So this knowledge of me came from the Hebrew, of course, from
Yes.
the numerology, which is also frequency of energy.
Yes, of course.
And so we can read it from right to left, ahava, and we can read it also from left to right, ahava, in this way. So in both ways, it is love. Doesn't matter
Yes,
where from.
ahava or ahava. Yes.
And actually, if you want to find the letter, the energy of love in Hebrew, so it is also in the letter Aleph, but it is also in the letter E, because E,
Well, what do you mean E? That's a hey.
that's a hey. But if you can translate it to the English letters,
You mean the number? Do you mean
yes,
the number?
the fifth number.
Just the fifth number.
Fifth number, it's also fifth dimension.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so it is E.
And in Hebrew it is hey.
Yes.
What we see there, the hey.
Yeah, and actually, ahava comes from Eve.
Okay.
Ahava, Eve.
Ahava comes from the mother of us all.
Yeah.
Hava, is that what you
Right,
say?
but you can hear it also in English, Eve. So I'm saying in English, it's much easier to see the connection. Eve is the energy of the mother and the woman, which brings love to connect all things together.
Okay. So you're pointing out how Eve is built on the same letters as love? Is that what you're
Yeah.
pointing out?
I'm pointing out that we can see the frequency is same with Eve, ahava, love,
Yes.
lev.
Yes.
Lev is another word.
Lev
which
is
is-
the Hebrew word for heart.
Right, so
which sounds just like love, does it not?
yeah.
No coincidence. Yes.
Yeah. And actually also what I found out, and I made another picture about it, which heart, within the word heart, we have the word art. So our heart is the art of creation of God.
Well, as a matter of fact, only through the heart do you reach eternal creation. Do you reach
Exactly.
Yes.
All the dimensions.
what?
All the dimensions. You
Okay,
can
and
reach it.
Even lasting. I mean, even in this world, it's only the hearted creations that have, like the great works of art
Yeah.
that survive. Yes, you were saying. Did I cut you?
I don't know. Well, just
Okay.
speaking like this, so it's okay.
But if it's got no heart in it, then it's just a passing thing, which
Right.
will not last long.
It cannot last long. And actually, the word heart, it's also the same letters for earth.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, that's very interesting.
So to know, and this is secrets of creation, if we will not take care of our earth,
Which is our heart.
which is our heart, so we will not be able to survive
No.
in all different meanings. I
No.
mean, not either.
Not
in-
at all.
Exactly, not in this planet, and we cannot live without our heart pumping and sharing this energy of love.
Nachon,
Because in our heart, if we will really connect many people together, and I've done it and I could see it, physically, we could really feel all together the same one pulse of creation at the same time with all people together. So actually all of us are pulsing the same time all over the world, all over the planet, all over the planets, all over the galaxies. We are pulsing at the same time.
Yes.
This one pulse of creation, of the heart of the creation.
Yes.
And that's the place we want to be back, and to bring our consciousness to this oneness.
Indeed. Indeed.
And then we are in this state, so we have no enemies, there is no right and wrong, there is no duality, because we understand that everything we can see outside, it is part of ourselves.
Yes. Which reminds me of the famous Hawaiian doctor from Ho'oponopono, So many people have heard that story by now.
Yeah, right.
About Dr. Lau in Hawaii, the Chinese pastor, who emptied out a mental institution, the violent ward of a mental institution, by taking photos of the inmates, and saying, and working with each photo of each inmate who he never met them in person, but he just looks at them and he says, "I love you, I'm sorry," as if he were responsible for where they were and what they did, and just saying, "I love you, I'm sorry," he made this heart connection, and they got better and better. I mean, it's a very famous story, and there's a lot about him on the internet. So yes, apparently we're more one.
Actually, with this
we're more one heart than we even can imagine.
Yeah, and when we feel it in the heart, I feel when I feel it, it's like really melting into myself, or like collapsing into my inner essence, and then it's like really revealing that everything what is happening, what is not happening, everything is really okay. I don't have to be tense about anything, and just to be, to feel that I don't have to go all over the world to feel vortexes in the pyramids or vortexes in the Tikal pyramids in the Guatemala. I did it actually. I was there and I was in different places. It's beautiful. Actually, we have another amazing vortex in Costa Rica, which is the Abdi's place.
Abdi's own place.
Yes, in the jungle, which is really the energy of the Atlantean and the Lemurian all together, And so it's nice to be in different places in the world, but actually the secret is that the most meaningful and sacred vortex, it is within our heart.
Indeed.
And when we get it, and actually not just by the mental getting it, but by feeling it, by feeling this rhythm and openness and movement. So this is bliss.
Yes, it is bliss.
And, then you don't need anything else. And just bringing this light and consciousness to as many people as we can. Because I feel that really, like what this mission that we got to be Or Lagoim, to bring this knowledge.
The light to the nations. You're talking about the quote from the Bible.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this is light to the nation. It actually means, in my interpretation, it's bringing all this hidden knowledge of the Hebrew people that we got it through the language, and to bring it to everybody, because everybody owns it, and this is and everybody can use these letters and combination as a vehicle of light to be back to the oneness.
Well, one of the phrases that always shocked me from the Keys of Enoch, there's a quote in there. I'm pretty much quoting it exactly. It goes like this. The purpose of the people of Israel reborn, not just the traditional Jews, but Israel reborn. The purpose or the function of Israel reborn, whatever that might mean, is to bring the Shema to the poor and suffering of the world. And the Shema is the central prayer in Judaism. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. So that's kind of a shocking statement, that our purpose is to bring the Shema to the poor, this one prayer, which I just said very badly. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
So I might say it in Hebrew.
Say it in Hebrew.
Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad. And another way, Shema Yisrael, Havaya Eloheinu, Havaya Achat. And
according to the Keys of Enoch, our function of Israel reborn, whatever that might be, is to bring that to the whole world. And well, what do it's a shocking statement because a religious Jew will say that 3 times a day, that prayer. And it's nice, but it's not that nice, I mean, we just say it because we're supposed to say it if you're religious. And yet the book says that this could somehow help all the poor and suffering of the world. What do you think
because
of that?
it is code letters.
It's coded.
It is coded. And actually when you say Shema Israel, it's not just the people who live in Israel.
No, not at all.
Not at all, because if
And
you
not
take
just
these letters...
Not just the people who are born of Jewish mothers either.
Of course not, because actually it brings the origin of all our ancestors in the planet, of the mothers and the fathers. Because if you take Israel, you can read it in many different layers and meanings and dimensions. One of them is Israel Yeshar El, which means you just say this word and directly you are connected to God, not a second of a difference. It is simultaneously happening.
Just saying Yisrael.
Just saying Shema Israel.
Shema Israel. There is a power.
So,
I do feel a power, even in the word, just saying Yisrael, which means straight to God. That L is irradiating. When I say it, that L is radiating something, which is vibrating in my body. Just saying Yisrael.
I will share about how to uncode it.
Yes.
But before I really want to share an experience, there were many experiences. But one of them is that we were coming from Jerusalem one night with all my family inside the car. It was very late at night. It was on the way from Latrun to Modi'in. Then it was...
Which are not far from Jerusalem.
Yeah, but it was a road that a car could drive from both sides. It was a very narrow road.
Yes.
And my husband...
A two-lane road.
Yeah. And my husband was driving, and maybe he was tired, maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, suddenly in a curve, he found himself in the other side, and a car was coming in front.
Whoa.
And it was like, wow, it happened just like that.
And wait, you were all in the car?
We were all in the car, of course.
Goodness. Okay.
I couldn't tell him, Ronnie, please take your car to the right. I couldn't start with words.
Yes.
Immediately what came out of my heart was Shema Israel. In this minute, whoop, the car moved,
What do you mean the car moved? He
did it, but I didn't have to give him instructions to do many words.
Okay.
We didn't have time for that. The minute I said Shema Israel, it's like something from above took the car to the right place, and it was like an instant of a second, and we all survived.
There is tremendous power in that phrase, and which is why we are taught that when you feel that you are in your last moment and that you're about to die, we are told to say the Shema Yisrael.
We say it also to my father in his last journey, back home.
You mean right before he died?
Exactly, yeah. I used a lot of Hebrew letters and words, and also the Ho'oponopono way, to help him and to bring him even songs in the through the iPhone telephone.
Yes.
I could bring in the songs of Ana Bekoach and Shema Israel.
Yes.
And Ipatchu Sha'arim Befanecha. It's like to give the soul this feeling of you are coming through different gates. And he really passed away in a very easy and soft way.
Now that reminds me of a film I made with a young man named Rolando. What's the name of that good-looking young guy who made a film with me? Yadin. I made a film with this healer who's amazing. And he studied with Barbara Brennan. He studied at the Barbara Brennan School of Healing, wherever that is. I think it may be in Miami. Anyway, she's one of the great famous healers of the world. And she wrote a very famous book called Hands of Light, something like that. And she says that when she does healing at the very, very deepest levels of the healing, she could see Hebrew letters. In a very, very deep healing, she says the Hebrew alphabet appears. She's not Jewish. She doesn't even know healing hands, I think, or hands of, I don't remember but she's very famous. Anybody could YouTube her. Barbara Brennan. And she said, she asked my friend Yadin, and he was my healer for a while. He's great. She asked him about these letters that appeared, and she wrote them down for him because she sees them a lot. Whenever she gets to the very deepest levels of healing, and Yadin from Israel told her, well, these are the Hebrew letters. And he tells the story in my film with him. So, something very powerful.
Actually, I'm doing healing with codes of letters, of words. And it is really like, like creating delete, because I'm working with two sides of the brain,
Yes.
with upper consciousness, down consciousness. And I'm really like doing delete of files, of all the files of like negative emotions, and I'm like reopening of new files of essence that people have it already inside through the Hebrew words. It works so fast. It works so amazing.
Now, you're using a technique called the best.
Actually, yes, but now I'm creating it differently, because I'm taking the Hebrew words and I'm dividing it to 4 realms, as I told you, the physical, the emotional, mental, the energetic, and the source.
Yes.
And I call it the Pardes, the code of the Pardes.
Pardes meaning orchard?
Paradise.
Paradise,
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
All right.
All the realms of the paradise. And so I use the Hebrew words, and I see it works much, much faster. It's so amazing. I can see, people are coming like sometimes broken with an anxiety, and I see how they're coming up from the bed,
I've seen amazing things, also my helper. Okay.
With this technique.
And also then there's Cryon. The Cryon, channeled by Lee Carroll, a non-Jewish man who knew no Hebrew at all. He starts channeling Cryon and received all of these books of Cryon, which are very, very famous, translated into many languages. And Cryon gives him the levels of the DNA, the names of the different levels of the DNA in Hebrew. And the instruction of Cryon is an angel connected to the magnetics of the earth. You could Google Cryon or Lee Carroll. And so Cryon gives to Lee, the channeler, these 12 Hebrew names of the levels of the DNA. And so obviously and to work. And Cryon and Lee Carroll tell people to work with these 12 names. When you work with these sacred 12 names of the 12 layers of the DNA, you activate things and can heal yourself. And isn't that amazing? Yes.
Actually, I see it, and I think I'm not the only one, that the story of the tribes of Israel, like the 10 tribes of Israel that disappeared,
the
lost tribes actually are the lost 10 DNA strands that were taken out of the consciousness of the human being, and now it is given back. Now through our consciousness, we reclaim our right back again to get all our full consciousness and divine consciousness back again. And this is like all the tribes of Israel. So it means like all human being is one nation, and it is one Israel, and it's all of us are the same tribes.
Well, that's my opinion. That's what the Keys of Enoch talks about very clearly. Mm-hmm. And these things are metaphors with many, many levels of understanding. And Cryon being spelled Kryon. And
just one thing more.
You wanted to also talk about the Shema a little. That's up to you. If you want.
About the Shema Israel, I want to say Israel actually is the coded letters for all the fathers and the mothers. Because if you take Yud of Israel,
Yes.
Yud, it is for Yitzchak and Yaakov.
Two of the patriarchs of the Hebrew people. Okay, Yitzchak is Isaac, Yaakov is Jacob. Yes.
And then Shin of Israel, like S,
Yes, the Shin, the second letter of
is
Israel.
Sarah.
Sarah, the mother of the wife of Abraham and the mother of Isaac. Yes.
And then we have Resh of Ar,
Rach,
the R,
representing Rachel, the mother of Yosef and Binyamin,
and,
two of
and
the tribes.
Rivka, and Rivka,
And Rivka, the wife of Isaac.
right.
Rebecca.
Yes. And then Aleph,
Don't do that.
Aleph of
And then-
Avram,
Aleph of Aleph. Yes. Israel, I see. There's a noise. Okay, so we have the 5 letters.
Israel, Aleph is for Abraham,
Yes, yes.
and Lamed,
So
Lamed for Leah.
Leah, of course, the mother of most of the tribes, right?
Yeah, right. Actually, yeah.
She was the 4 of the tribes anyway, or even. Okay, so all of the patriarchs and matriarchs of the Hebrew people, their names are coded in Israel, which is interesting. I never thought of that.
There are many layers more. I don't remember now.
Many
but
layers.
Many
layers.
many dimensions. That's what is so nice, that we are revealing all these dimensions through the letters, but it is actually to reveal all these dimensions within our own heart.
Yes. And these are archetypes. You know, I mean, Abraham and Isaac, Jacob, Leah and Rachel and Rivka. You know, these are human archetypes that resonate in all of us. So, anyway, as is Yisrael. Yisrael is like a metaphor for the true self.
It's like the energetic vibration from the oneness of God. Then we have Adam and Eve, from the 1 to the 2, and then from the 2 to the 3 to the 3 fathers, 4 mothers, and then love of the 5th dimension, and then it gets down, because this whole journey, it starts like this. Actually, I can see also the combination between the Hebrew letters, 22 Hebrew letters, and also the Mayan energy.
There are connections all over.
All over, so many. How are we getting down from the 1 dimension, coming here, and then going back?
Yes.
To our own divinity and consciousness, full consciousness that ever was before.
Yes. Okay, Gilya. It is a fascinating world and important. The powers of the Hebrew letters are definitely keys in these times. And thank you very much.
You're welcome. There is so many other things, to reveal patterns that we can release out, and to patterns that we can hold.
You mean within that, by working with the Hebrew letters?
By working with the Hebrew letters, yeah.
You have a website, but it would be in Hebrew, of course.
It will be in Hebrew. Actually, I have a new one. It starts to work right now in English, which is Gilya.
Well, then how do you get to your website?
I think www.
Yes, most likely.
Yeah. And then Gilya, which is Gilya Toueg Zelinger, which is GIL.
Yes.
GILYA.
Yes.
TOUEG.
TOUEG.
Yeah, then
so
we can
just
get
www.Gilya TOUEG.
Yeah, this is like the new website, so it's on a process.
Okay. So very nice, and people will be able to learn more.
Yeah.
Even in English. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Gilya, thank you. It was fascinating and a pleasure.
Yeah. Did we talk about amor and love enough?
Well, can you ever? I don't know.
Just one last word. The
Yes.
word love in Spanish is amor,
Yes, that's
and
right.
actually it means combination of I am in English
I am, yes. Oh,
and
that's
O, which means light. I am light. This is the meaning of love.
Okay, that's very nice. Amor. Why is it a combination of I am?
It's
Is
like
am.
I am.
It's
Yeah,
like-
I am or, and if you,
Yes, I believe these things are significant. I don't think that it's coincidence. I believe, I'm convinced that that you're connecting with deep codes in words, and these codes are in all the languages. Yes, I believe.
and also I revealed, like we started here. We are here in Jerusalem,
Yes.
in the sacred place of Mount Moriah,
Yes, which is
if you take.
where Abraham was told to sacrifice Isaac, and then he was held back from doing it.
And this is the Mount of Temple also.
And where the Temple Mount, yes.
And also, if you take the word Moriah, you take the A from the end and you put it here, so it is amor,
Which means love.
which means love. So we started with love. Then
Yes.
the Roman came to conquer the Mount Temple. And so if you write amor, if you write it from the opposite side, it is Roma,
Okay.
of separation.
Yes.
And then we are back to amor in this time.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So,
This is all about love, love, love.
well, yes.
Evolve in love.
What?
Evolve in love.
Evolve in love. Yes.
That's it.
That's our job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gilya.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Toueg.